Harley-Davidson drive belt and rear axle alignment made easy. I've always done my own motorcycle maintenance, including tire mounting and balancing. I'm particular about safety and reliability when dealing with wheel and tire service. I've invested in professional tools to do this work correctly. The channel's recently acquired 2001 Sportster XL1200S Sport came with new tires. When inspecting the bike, that recent tire service was high on my checklist. A close look found the rear axle shaft damaged at the cotter pin slots for the castellated nut. An ear at the axle shaft end is missing. Likely the shaft was struck with a hard steel hammer or spread with a tapered punch during wheel removal to change the tire. Instead of a not-so-cheap $90 axle shaft and $4 nut from Harley-Davidson, I found a reputable Midwest recycler that specializes in motorcycles that have never been wrecked. They had a pristine axle shaft nut and OEM wheel spacers from a Sportster with only 14,000 miles. Cost was very reasonable. Before installing the shaft, I checked its straightness with a dial indicator and V-blocks. Service work like this tire change is just one of the reasons why I do my own motorcycle, automotive, and truck work. With a library of factory service manuals and the right tools, I use skills acquired over my professional career that now spans 58 years. It pleases me when the channel's how-to videos encourage subscribers to become proficient at doing their own service work. You'll save costly labor charges and avoid situations like this damaged axle shaft. Instead of sublet work to shops, I put my money into tools and service manuals. The Sportster's low mileage means minimal wear on the final drive belt. However, the axle's position after the rear tire installation left the belt loose and vulnerable to failure. Another example of why I do my own maintenance. Rough measurements show that the axle shaft is an 1/8 inch out of alignment too. While seemingly slight, when we extend this degree of offset to the outer tire edge, this is too much. The belt and axle alignment need adjustment. After poring over the factory workshop manual for best practices, I ordered a Motion Pro rear axle alignment gauge for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Belt adjustment also requires an inexpensive belt tension gauge. Both items were available at Amazon and other retailers. The Sportster drive belt adjustment and rear axle alignment steps are straightforward. Axle alignment and belt setting are intertwined. The belt needs the right play. The axle must be square and perpendicular to the bike's center line. Belt play is with 10 pounds of pressure applied midway between the sprockets. Don't second guess the 10 pounds. Buy an inexpensive test gauge. Correct axle alignment will have the bike tracking properly. The adjusted belt will run true and wear properly. Protected from road debris, a properly adjusted belt with sprockets in good condition will last a long time. Let's walk through the steps for inspecting and adjusting the drive belt. Axle alignment is a central part of this adjustment. While some improvise the two specialty tools I'm using, $35 is a worthwhile investment. Accurate belt tension checks, belt adjustment, and axle alignment are routine service procedures on Harley-Davidson and other motorcycles equipped with a final drive belt. Like my other tools, these gauges will pay for themselves many times over. So let's walk through the steps for adjusting rear axle shaft alignment and belt adjustment. This is a damaged axle shaft end. The muffler must be removed to access the axle shaft. With the final drive belt exposed, you could see how much excessive play there is in the belt. The official workshop manual for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle has key instructions and details on how to inspect the belt's condition. Follow these guidelines. I use the jack to find the sweet spot where the rear axle is unloaded and easy to slide out. I start by removing the cotter pin. The axle shaft end is damaged. This is a plastic mallet with a sand-filled head, a tool that will generally not damage this kind of part. The jack is supporting the weight of the frame while the tire is resting on the lift just enough to keep the axle unloaded. For the replacement shaft, I put a film of anti-seize lubricant on the shaft as recommended. I follow the Harley-Davidson factory shop manual when performing work like this. Parts aligned and unweighted, the axle shaft slips through the center line. Never force these parts. Here I apply Permatex Orange to the threads. Permatex Orange is ideal for a hard axle shaft and hard castellated nut. I snug up the nut, but not too tight. I want to be able to move the axle shaft in the belt adjustment. If necessary, hold the opposite end of the axle shaft to keep it from rotating. The procedure is quick enough that the Permatex Orange will not set up. This is the Motion Pro axle adjustment gauge. It's designed specifically for the Sportster and Big Twin touring models. Here you can see that the axle shaft is out of alignment by 3/32 to 1/8 of an inch. For belt adjustment, I want the full weight of the motorcycle resting on this swing arm. With the jack lowered and the full weight of the motorcycle resting on the rear tire, I tighten the adjuster on the side that needs to move rearward. With the 10-pound tensioner gauge, I press the belt midway between the sprockets upward. Holding the gauge squarely, I measure the distance from the swing arm hole to the center of the axle shaft. Both sides even, the axle is straight, and I can now torque the nut in position. With the belt tension correct, this is a final tightening of the nut. The 2001 XL1200S calls for 60 to 65 foot-pounds torque on the nut. I bring it to 60 foot-pounds and check the alignment of the hole in the axle shaft and castellated nut. The nut can be slightly tightened toward the 65 foot-pounds in alignment. I would not back the nut off or drop below 60 foot-pounds. I'd rather be close to 65. I final check the axle shaft alignment on both sides, making sure it's still straight and the right length. The goal is a straight axle shaft with the belt adjusted properly. Axle alignment is spot on. The gauge is held squarely on both sides to match. Now the belt can be final checked. 10 pounds midway between sprockets at the tightest point on the belt. The XL1200S calls for 5/16 to 3/8 of an inch deflection. Always refer to the shop manual specifications for your model. Here you can see the amount of axle movement to compensate for the belt wear. I snug up the self-locking adjuster nuts just as a backstop for the axle shaft. The castellated nut on the axle shaft is aligned. All parts are now secure, and the belt is adjusted properly. The castellated nut is near 65 foot-pounds torque, and I can install the cotter pin. Always install a new cotter pin. This is a safe method for installing a cotter pin. I pull back the top half, applying tension to keep it in place. I'm following the illustrations in the Harley-Davidson shop manual. Actually, this is a time-honored method for installing a cotter pin. Here, I use the channel lock pliers to secure the pin and make sure it's tight. This pin will not be vibrating around. I want the finished installation to look like this. The bike's weight resting on the rear tire, I do a final check of the belt tension midway between the sprockets. The Sportster Sport will now track straight, and the belt will perform as new.